I'm outside Barking Town Hall in East London, where just over a year ago 12 British National Party councillors were elected, becoming the main opposition group to the Labour majority. Over the next couple of days I'll be speaking to some of those councillors and to some of the local people they represent, and I'll be asking if the BNP's victory here in Barking can be repeated in other parts of London. I'm Stephen Tyler, and this is the Tyler Report. The London Borough of Barking and Dagenham, about 10 miles downriver from Westminster, is a traditional working class area. In the first half of the 20th century, families moved here from the crowded East End to find work in the area's burgeoning motor and chemical industries, especially the huge Ford plant in Dagenham. But the decline of these industries in recent years, with its consequent rise in unemployment, together with one of the largest and most sudden influxes of immigrants ever experienced by any area in the country, has caused increased social tensions and disenchantment with the Labour Party, which has controlled the local council for as long as anyone can remember. Was last year's election of 12 BNP councillors an indication that people are now prepared to turn their backs on their traditional party allegiances? I've come to Barking and Dagenham to find out.
To be honest, I think they're, for this area, they're about right.
And why would you say that?
Because the people that have lived in this community for years seem to be getting pushed out.
This was a very close-knit working class area. They had the big factories, Fords and such, and people were worried that they were going to have to move to get work and everything else after seeing the influx of these immigrants.
Margaret Hodge, the MP for Barking in London, told the Sunday Telegraph that 8 out of 10 white voters in her East London constituency admitted they were tempted to vote for the British National Party.
And how much did Margaret Hodge's comments last year help the party to win 12 seats?
Well, I don't honestly feel that they helped that much. I think it was a long time coming, and I think people have been waiting for the opportunity to vote for the British National Party in numbers.
Margaret Hodge was right, it's all going wrong, isn't it?
Tell us what you mean.
Well, basically, migrants are getting the priority, and they shouldn't. It should be for English people. It should be for English people, and it's not working.
The majority of the problems that I've had brought to me has been regarding the housing problem. The housing problem is a problem which concerns most people in this borough, particularly those that have families. So what I see is a lot of people coming to me with problems regarding overcrowding and the housing stock itself. It's not in good condition. They want rehousing, or they're living in areas or in flats and houses which aren't suitable for their needs.
And our own children don't stand a chance when it comes to getting a property and somewhere to live. And it is wrong. It's wrong.
Clearly, lack of housing is a major problem in Barking.
I can understand because of the housing situation and things like that. There is a big problem with housing in Barking.
Mainly the housing situation, because people that were born in this area are having to move out of this area because they're not getting allocated the flats, especially the council accommodation, are they?
Well, first off, this is the first building you actually see as you drive into the borough of Barking and Dagenham from Barking side. And as you can see behind me, it's a horrendous state of affairs.
So why do you support the BNP?
They're more for the local community.
Because they're more for the British, trying to bring it back as British, and that's what I want. We basically, the English are last, pushed to the back.
But it's not only the indigenous population that's concerned about immigration. So do you think Britain treats immigrants well?
Actually, yes, they do. A bit too well, I think, for some. It's getting to a stage that immigrants, I think, are getting too much now.
It seems that we do let everybody in, if you like. I think that there should be a crackdown.
There are too many foreigners. Polish, it's like, I think they have been migrating too much. There have been loads of Polish people coming in, and at a very alarming rate.
Would you say the BNP has lived up to its expectations over the last year?
More than so, more than so. I mean, what we've got here, we've got 12 councillors. If we'd had a majority on this council, we'd be able to implement policies which would improve the quality of life for people in this borough.
What would you say to an immigrant family who arrive in Barking with several small children and who need a flat?
I would say you've got to wait your turn.
If the BNP's success in Barking and Dagenham last year was partly the result of disillusionment with the Labour Party, it also represents an act of trust in the BNP. Whether the party will be able to live up to that trust remains to be seen, but certainly the election of 12 BNP councillors in Barking and Dagenham last year is an indication that the British people, the great moderate majority of the British people, are now prepared to consider the BNP as a serious alternative to the main political parties. I'm Stephen Tyler, and this has been the Tyler Report.